All right, here we are. Another week of NFL action is officially behind us. As we go into week 6, it is important that we look back on the action that took place during week 5 of the NFL season, and we do that here on NFL Pick'em results. It doesn't say that on there, but this is, of course, the results. Of course, we have the bye weeks from last week. And let's see how we did on my picks, and of course, you can always keep track of how you did on your personal picks if you're following along on my 2018 NFL season's pick'em. And let's see. The first game, of course, Thursday Night Football was the New England Patriots beating the Indianapolis Colts as I predicted, but not by the same score. They won 38 to 24, sending the Patriots to a 3-2 record and moving the Colts down to 1-4, looking even more disappointing than they were last year, even though last year they did not have Andrew Luck. Something has to give in Indy. New England looks good. Brady threw his 500th touchdown, highlighting a week of milestones that happened in the NFL. This was a great week for the Patriots as they continued two straight strong performances after sort of an abysmal start to the season. Julian Edelman looked good in his return from suspension. Everything is looking up for the Patriots as they play the Chiefs at home this weekend. We went 1-0 on this pick, of course. Now we have the 1 p.m. games. We have the Tennessee Titans, who were upset by the Buffalo Bills 13 to 12, and that will send the Tennessee Titans to a 3-2 record and send the Bills to a 2-3 record, which I don't know. Both these teams are underperforming. Well, the Bills, it doesn't really matter. They were projected to be a bad team, and they're playing as such. But the Titans really don't score much offense. 4 more field goals again today. It's just not looking good for the Tennessee Titans and their new offensive system that they put in place in the offseason. Mariota isn't picking it up, and that could spell disaster or maybe the end for Marcus in the Titans organization if they choose to keep this offense going forward. I wouldn't. And then we have the Carolina Panthers beating the New York Giants on a 63-yard NFL record-tying field goal by Gano. They won 33 to 31 to send their team to a 3-1 record to keep up with the New Orleans Saints, and it sends the Giants crashing down to 1-4. And this loss was very demoralizing for the Giants, who were winning, but still, in a bad season, weird shit happens, and the fact that Gano hit a 63-yard field goal to tie the record to beat you as time expired, I mean, that's just a sign the season isn't going to be for you. I don't know what's going to fix it. You need a better offense. You need Des Bryant. You need a better wide receiver than fucking just Odell Beckham, and apparently Saquon Barkley's a wide receiver now too. So whatever. I don't know what's going to fix the Giants. They need some more linemen and maybe another wide receiver. I predicted that one right too. So, and I predicted this one correctly. The almost to the score. The Cincinnati Bengals defeated the Miami Dolphins 27-17 to put the Bengals in first place by themselves in the AFC North at 4-1. And this loss by the Miami Dolphins puts them at 3-2 and into second place in the AFC East. They are officially out of first place, as though they share the same record with the New England Patriots. The Patriots beat them in a head-to-head matchup, of course, so the Patriots own the tiebreaker, putting them in first. It's only going to get uglier from here. If you're a Dolphins fan, the slide's going to get nastier and nastier. I believe they play the Bears this week, and that's just going to be a slaughter. Sorry, Miami fans. At least you were in first place for a while. And then we have one of game I'm glad that was an upset. In a game that was almost the third tie of the season and the Browns' second, the Cleveland Browns defeated the Baltimore Ravens 12-9 to improve to a 2-1 record, and the Ravens fall to 3-2 and out of first place with in their little first place tie with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Ravens they just looked bad against this Cleveland defense that kind of caught them by surprise by the looks of it, or maybe the Ravens' true colors are starting to show, and Flacco's current burst of playing at this weird elite style level will not continue. So we're going to see this kind of fall off of the wheels of this really hot start by the Ravens, which is what I predicted. And Cleveland finally won a game on their special teams. The kicker, Joseph, kicked a game-winning field goal as time expired in overtime to send the Browns to a 2-1 record, tied with Pittsburgh for like third place in the division. So things are looking good in Believeland. And then we had one of my more favorite games of the week. The Detroit Lions beat the Green Bay Packers 31-23 for the first time since the 90-91 season. The Lions have a 3-game winning streak over the Green Bay Packers, and that win was very vital for the Lions to now stay inside of a competitive NFC North at 2-3. This sends the Packers to a 2-1 record, letting Chicago sit alone with that 3-1 record in first place, as the Vikings, I believe, are also 2-1 after this week. So two teams tied for second, and the Lions are in last. But if this is any indication, the Packers are in trouble. They looked frustrated and flustered at times against the Lions defense that is slowly starting to get better under Matt Patricia as the players start to buy more and more into this team. The team starts to look better. Hopefully they can fix the rushing issues that they have. And, I mean, Aaron Rodgers just plays his team well, so that's part of it. But this Lions team is looking better and better each week. Mason Crosby missed 4 field goals in this game, which is the reason the Packers lost, and an extra point. That's 13 points missed by your kicker, who's been the most reliable killer of all time. So you put that as 33-31 would have been the final, minus that 3.23 because Lions gave up a garbage time field goal. But yeah, so that put me to 4-2. If you're a Packers fan, your team is in trouble. They do not have much offense. They couldn't even rush the ball against the fucking Lions, all right? That's a really shitty sign. Like, we gave up a lot of yards to the San Francisco running back Breda or whatever. So, I mean, your team couldn't rush against the Lions. That's not a good sign, folks. 1 p.m. games continued from Sunday. We have the Kansas City Chiefs doing what the Kansas City Chiefs do and beat the fucking Jaguars 30-14 to improve to 5-0. Their next game is in New England, another test of this team. It'll be Pat Mahomes' first big road game against the favorite of the AFC, the New England Patriots, the fucking Godfathers, the evil empire. We'll see how he does in prime time against Tom Brady. The Jaguars, meanwhile, continue to struggle on offense without Leonard Fournette, falling to 3-2, and not really able to seal away a very bad AFC South. And they're doing this. I don't know why they're not winning, because they chose Blake Bortles as their quarterback and lean their entire offense on a running back in the modern era of the NFL, which is just stupid. No offense to Fournette, he's a great player, but you're not supposed to build your offense around a running back. You tend to have shitty quarterbacks when you do that. See the Lions in the 90s, Jacksonville Jaguars fans. Then we had the Denver Broncos, who I think were upset by the New York Jets, 16-34. Both teams are now 2-3. The Jets continue to be one of the more streaky teams in the NFL. We don't really know what Darnold's going to bring to the NFL, but he shows flashes of looking good and brilliant, so that's more probably what he'll be. He is a rookie. This is a young Jets team. They looked pretty good in this win. The Broncos struggles continue on offense as they are lacking identity. Case Keenum is struggling to fill into his new role as the leader of this team. And the Denver Broncos defense had a rare breakdown. I mean, it happens. Whatever. Neither of those two teams are going to be a thing come the playoffs anyway. So now we have the Atlanta Falcons losing to the Pittsburgh Steelers by a score of 17-41. The Falcons are an abysmal 1-4, looking like one of the worst teams in the league. Kind of shockingly, they're this bad. They have absolutely no defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers scored 41 to improve to 2-1 to kind of salvage a rough start to a season. Their defense finally showed up and played ball today. Their offense, of course, just walked right over this Atlanta defense that doesn't cover number one wide receivers. I'm pretty sure Antonio Brown was open all game. So you have that too you can go back and look at. The Falcons are bad. I wouldn't bet on them going forward till they address some of their defensive issues. The Steelers may be ready to come back. They've won a few games. I don't know. 5-4 because of a couple weird losses. It's whatever. And then Sunday we have the 4 p.m. games. The Los Angeles Chargers handled the Oakland Raiders with relative ease. A little easier than I thought, as John Gruden's Raiders now fall to 1-4. Again, they lack a defense. They lack a pass rush. They lack a run defense. Can't really do much when your team can't put pressure on the quarterback or break the line. So that's going to be the Raiders' story as they fall to 1-4 and their offense looks horrible too. I don't know what's going on. Something's wrong in Oakland, and I think its name is John Gruden. The Chargers improved to a 3-2 record, first place in the AFC West, I believe, or second place behind the Chiefs. They're having a decent little year. Of course, they always do. It's the Chargers. Rest in peace to the Chargers owner who just passed away this morning, I believe, or late last night. Hopefully all is well. And then we have the Minnesota Vikings, who went and played the Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of the AFC Championship game, and the Vikings won this one 23-21 as the Philadelphia Eagles' offensive woes continue. They lost Jay Ajayi to a torn ACL in this game. The Vikings are 2-1, and the Eagles fall to 2-3 as they start to kind of show that they might have lost the swagger they had from last year's Super Bowl run. More teams know how to play this team a lot better, and the fact that Carson Wentz still doesn't look that comfortable is a little bit worrying now that they've had a few games together. So we'll see how this Eagles team looks going forward. It's still pretty early to start panicking if you're an Eagles fan, but things might be a little bit sketchy going forward with the offense. All right, well, this game I was just kind of being a jerk. I predicted the Cardinals would lose 0-20 to the 49ers, and I got my comeuppance as the Arizona Cardinals finally became a winning team, beating the 49ers 28-18, kind of signaling to 49ers fans this is going to be a long year without Jimmy G. Bethard's not the answer. Sign Colin Kaepernick. Sign somebody that can maybe do something with the offense, because you just lost to one of the worst teams I've ever seen in this year's Arizona Cardinals. Both teams are 1-4 in the goddamn bottom of their fucking that garbage NFC West. It's almost unfair the Rams and Seahawks get to play these teams twice or four, like a total of 4 times. Like, that's kind of bullshit, but it is what it is. And then we have the Los Angeles Rams eking out a victory past the division rival Seattle Seahawks, kind of proving division rivalries will always create these kind of close games. They won 33-31 on a last-minute field goal, I believe was the situation, to improve to 5-0. The Seahawks scored 31 points, kind of showing their offense, and things are slowly coming together. It's just a weird click thing for this team. Usually is they start slow for whatever reason. But the story here is that the Rams' defense has kind of been exposed, giving up 60 points in the last couple games. For a defense that's supposed to be this epic, unstoppable force, a lot of teams are putting up a lot of points. Watch for that to be their Achilles heel going forward. Suspect defense. The offense might not be able to do it every single game should they run into a more capable defense than they have. And then we go 8-5 because we got a lot of these games right, starting to look like we have a good week. Week 5 is going to be our week for the pick'em. We might win 10 games finally. Then nope. The goddamn Texans beat the Cowboys in overtime. Excuse me. 19-16 on Sunday Night Football. They won in overtime on a field goal. The Cowboys didn't go for it on 4th down. Jerry Jones said the team needs to be more aggressive, blah, blah, blah. Both teams are 2-3 and figure to be irrelevant when the season ends and the playoffs come around. And then last night, of course, Drew Brees passes Peyton Manning's record to become the all-time leading passing leader, or the all-time yards leader in throwing the football around, the passing yards leader, or whatever. I don't know how to fucking officially say it. He's number 1 all-time in yards for a quarterback. Great game overall. They won 43-19. What a special way to do it. He sits at 499 touchdowns. So his next touchdown pass, I believe, will be the one that puts him over the 500 to get him to be the 4th one ever. And then he's on the chase for the touchdown record that Brady's already en route to. So this will be a fun end for Drew Brees' career as his team looks really good at 4-1. The Redskins, I mean, people don't fall for the Redskins. They've beaten like the Colts. That's it. And the Cowboys. That's not very impressive, dudes. Just remember that. And then the Saints are 4-1, looking like they're going to win the NFC South. So we'll see how that goes going forward. And that brought us to a 9-6 record for the week. Very good record for us. Probably our best so far. And our record going into this week for the overall season was 31-29-2 because of the 2 ties. But that put us to a 40-35-2 record, meaning that we are officially 5 up on fucking the picks, so we can have a little bit of fun, maybe choose some more upsets. But yeah, that is our results for Week 5 of the 2018 NFL season. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you're doing better on your personal pick'em record than I am, and I hope your team had a good week, or if they didn't, I hope maybe they have a better week next week. I know it can be rough rooting for a team that may not be doing the best. I've done it for many years as a Lions fan. If your team's having a rough year, all I can say is it'll get better. I guess. I don't know. Thank you anyway so much for listening. If you like this video, please leave a like, leave a comment on how you're doing with your picks personally. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. That always helps me get bigger and stuff, so I'll make more content like this. But anyway, thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great day and the rest of the week. I can't wait for Sunday or Thursday either. I'll have my Week 6 NFL picks up very shortly. Thank you so much.